Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SF1 GP2. Tonight we are at the German Grand Prix, round 18. We are nearing the end of the season. It is coming quickly, and these drivers are really having a battle, especially SF1 Tom and Lucky going for the championship between the two of them. I am joined by the legend himself, Harrison. Harrison, how are you doing this evening?
Not too bad, Kyle.
So we were talking about this right before we went live, but ladies and gentlemen, GP2 finally sees some rain in a race, and not just a little bit. It's going to be raining pretty heavily the entire race. From what I'm hearing, it's going to be wet to inters. So it's going to be really, really exciting. Kind of wondering, Germany's famous for that first curve on turn one. How many people are going to might clip it a little hard and pull a Valtteri Bottas, or how many people might just pull a couple Nico Hulkenbergs or even Charles Leclerc, for that matter.
Or Hamilton's pit lane disasters.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best races I've ever watched as a fan of Formula One. Easily, probably the best one I've seen so far, as Speedy is going to start his run in Q3. Did the normal, we skipped Q1 and Q2, so we're jumped in Q3. Speedy invalidates his lap, so who's going to be the next on track? Looks like Legend is the next one to go, so he is definitely on a flyer. Hasn't invalidated his lap, so we're going to stick on board with the McLaren driver. One of the McLarens pushing for that P2 in the combined constructors. I'm getting a little nervous with that Mercedes team because they're starting to pick up those points as well, and I've seen them get a lot closer in the last few weeks.
Lucky's and Becca's points in Monaco last week did really help me. Because I had kind of a bad race in Monaco. So.
It happens. Everybody has a bad race. Three other drivers to kind of move.
So after counting, you've got both my drivers behind them, just for one after.
Dark Mark, first blood between the Williams duo and SF1 Senna. He's in the chat. Enzo has joined. Wonder if he's lost connection. Didn't even notice. I apologize, Enzo. So here comes.
He's GP1.
So he's gonna do a little team
That's
radio
Lewis.
probably.
Yeah.
Rath didn't make
So
Q3
team
yet. Let's expect a
one.
bump by him. Becker, your driver in the Mercedes goes 13.1. Legend goes 13.9. Let's see who might be next. It looks like it's going to be Devla at 11.9. Who's going to cross next? It's going to be his teammate, Bill, who's going to cross the line. Oh, no. That was
I
actually.
think Devil's running a dry setup there.
Yeah, he's just at the purple sector one of this session so far. He does have the McLaren right ahead. Let's see if the McLaren moves out of the way. McLaren, karting legend, you have to move.
He's in AI mode.
Oh no. Even the AI is probably not going to move. I think that's a little. So Bill's going to have to back out and probably give it a go. Another go, hopefully. Oh, now the AI moves out of the way. So I wonder. Yeah, hopefully he has enough. He still sets his fastest sector 2 time with all that happening. So Bill's definitely on a flyer. What I was going to say is I wonder if he has enough fuel to complete another lap, but it doesn't look like he's going to need it. He's going to put in a good benchmark lap here. Cross the line. Goes P3 right now, 13 flat. Lucky actually got himself into 12.9. I apologize for missing that, Harrison. Looks like Soap is now on an out lap.
Lucky did invalidate his first flyer.
I don't have the tires up. I can do that for you, ladies and gentlemen. I was sure. Legend did his lap on a set of mediums. Not
Yeah.
positively sure why. Maybe he ran out of softs after Q2. No, because when you make it to Q3, you have a fresh option.
Yeah, if you don't make it into Q3, well, if you do make it through, you get an extra set of softs. If you don't, you get to use that set in the race.
Oh, I'm noticing, Wrath. I saw. So you guys have quite a bit of work to do in the race. It's just head down. I know you're quick in the way or the rain, Wrath. I saw
And
that on
Soap
Monday.
just starting his lap.
Jump on board with soap. Gonna make sure everything's flowing nice. Kind of give myself a nice little go here. All right. Let's see what time Soap can get himself stuck into. Soul has yet to make a lap or come out for an out lap. Senna hasn't either, nor has Speedy or Tom. It'll be interesting.
With Tom, I think he's used too many softs, so I think he's only going out for the one run at the end of the session.
Could be. So Soap sets the purple sector in sector 2, so he is definitely carrying the pace this evening. Let's see if he can get himself stuck into P1. He did finish P2 in the lead. Actually, not in the lead, I would say, with a top time. So let's see if he can do the same in Q3. So across line, he uses his DRS rather late, I noticed. He waits to open up. Could be the balance of the car. Goes P2. Devla is really carrying that speed now. It's going to be a shootout between, I mean, Lucky 9 tenths off. I think that will change. I think Tom will be up there as well.
You got Stolex about to start his lap.
All right, let's jump down. So really good job to get himself into Q3 this evening.
Just to make sure that I haven't got a glitch, but is Speedy on put a set of
Wet
wets on his
setup.
car?
He is in the pits. This isn't the race yet, Speedy. So if you're listening to us, go back to the dry compound. It's probably your best bet. What race could be as bad as German 19? It might be Wrath, but it might be one heck of a thing to race with. Just watch that spray. I pity anybody who uses cockpit view for this race. I think a lot of people might actually back out of it and use a different view.
Yeah. Well, on board with Solex, Kyle, how many safety cars are we going to get tonight?
Oh boy. We had what, four last week and two VSCs, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. So I'm gonna go. We're gonna have
Yeah.
two safety cars and three VSCs. We'll put a little gamble on it. So Lex opens DRS. He's gonna pop himself up to P3.
Good
12.9,
time.
just ahead of Lucky. So who else? A couple guys are on
This is
outlap
this is
now.
it's probably the
Uh,
best place I'm seeing from Solex.
and I think something just happened to him. I'm not sure what. He slowed way down. Let's jump through.
He's not out of fuel.
Here goes Bill. He's on another
Yeah.
flyer. Sets purple sector 1.
I'd a tenth and a half up on his previous best.
Around the hairpin. This, I will have to say, Harrison, I know some people don't really care for this track, but I absolutely love this track. It is really, really heavy on time penalties for exceeding track limits, so you really have to be mindful of where to attack and where to kind of lean off of. Um, and it's prone to rain. I'm not the best in the rain, I will be honest, but when it's dry, this track feels like an adult go-kart track.
Hmm. Well, you know that I've had my fair share of races in the rain. Few
Yeah,
of them,
yeah,
few of them good and a few of them bad. So
I'm kind of hoping you guys have a dry Germany race. That would be nice, like a little switch up. So Bill goes third with a
Bill
112.1. Times are getting closer up at the top. Who else might be on
Becca's
Speedy's?
6 tenths up.
Becker goes P6. Actually jumps to P4
P4.
with a 12.4. Devila is on an outlap. He's not. He doesn't feel safe, so
Yeah.
he's gonna give it another go. So is Soap.
You got Legends on a lap and Speedy on a lap.
We will jump with Speedy since he has yet to settle out. Give him a little screen time.
Legends goes up to P5 on a 12.5.
5. What do you think Pole's going to be? Do you think Devla will improve? Do you think Soap will get himself up there? Or maybe somebody we're not talking about might actually grab Pole.
Well, Lucky is not that confident around this track, so I'm say it's probably top 3 but not Paul. But I'd say either the top 3 could get it, or Tom.
Speedy actually sets the fastest Sector 2 currently. Goes purple. He is carrying the pace. He might be in the conversation. We will see once he exits Sector 3 and crosses that start-finish line where he is at on track. Goes a little wide. Opens the DRS. He's going to cross the line. It's going to be a 112.3. Gets P4. Not too bad. Just outside of the top 3. Off by almost a tenth and a half. Here's the legend now. Tom has finally come out for his run.
Yeah, just in the nick of time as well.
Right? Where is he at on track? He is just crossed the
Just,
start-finish line now. So he's going to have a one and done go at this. Lucky is going to cross the line. Let's see what he does if he can improve. Goes P1 with 11.9. Just beats out Devla.
I did
Speedy's
not
pulled off
expect
to
that.
the corner. So I'm interested to see. All right, let's see where Senna comes out.
Oh, Bella does improve. I won
Bill does go
11.7.
11.7. 2 tenths quicker than Lucky. Senna, however, sets the purple sector, so the track is definitely improving when the session is, moving on. The track is evolving, as they say. Here comes Senna. DRS is open. Can he get himself? He gets himself P7. How about Tom, the last one to set a lap? Did really well not to invalidate it, so he's gonna get it. He's had a little bit of trouble with qualifying in the last couple of weeks. He's kind of invalidated lap and he's had scrappy laps here and there, and he hasn't been able to get himself up to the top starting position. Can he get himself up there? Goes P2, so the
No.
championship leader and the championship combatant are gonna start one right next, well, not right next to each other. Tom is gonna be on the front row with his championship leader battle and rival right behind him in row 2. So that is Q3 over with. It is going to be one heck of a race.
Sure is.
Oh, I can't wait. So Bill's going to cross the line. We just have Speedy finish out, and that is Q3 over with. We'll give you one final rundown the Q3 results, and then we'll give you guys the nice championship update as well as the combined championship update once these guys load in and have the 5-minute complimentary break. But here we are. Bill crosses the line P1 this evening at the German Grand Prix, gets himself pole position with 11.7. SF1 Tom follows in second, 11.8. Lucky in P3, Devla P4, Soap P5, Speedy is in P6, Becker solid to get himself in P7. Senna is in P8, Karting Legend P9, and Soul did well and got himself a P10 out of this. So, let's load in and see how much rain is actually falling. Somebody did a special rain dance for these guys, and if he's watching, Stig did a rain dance. Harrison knows all about those.
Yes, I do.
So, rain, rain, rain. How much rain are we going to see? A whole heck of a lot. It is pouring down rain. So while these guys have their 5-minute complimentary break, we will jump in to the GP2 points and show you guys just what's going on. Speed Lucky retook the lead last week with a victory at the Monaco Grand Prix. He now sits on 335 points with his rival SF1 Tom just behind him with 324 points. Soap and Erosia are entering that picture. They could have a final push to have a say in that championship. Cardinal rings out the top 5. Senna is in P6, Rashi P7, Phantom did not make it this evening, P8. Wrath is in P9, Goomba is in P10, Becker P11, Looney Moon P12. Soul got himself further up the table last week in P13, Bill P14, Karting Legend P15. 16th goes to Sherbert. Neon is in 17th. Devla is in 18th. Verstappen is in 19th, who is actually Speedy. I forgot to change his name still. And Dragoon. Is Dragoon here? I do not see Dragoon. He is in
No,
P20.
it's only the one runner.
Alright, so there's the championship rundown. And we'll jump on board with the combined. Get rid of that one. And you guys can see Haas is just having a field day. So McLaren rings out in second, Racing Point in third, who was overtook by McLaren last week. Alpha still sits in fourth. Mercedes, that seems getting closer. Don't like it. P5, Red Bull is in P6. Had a great weekend last weekend. Got himself 2 positions. Ferrari P7. Williams is in P8. Reliant P9. And Toro rounds out the top 10 in the combined championship. We're going to get away from that and sit comfy and cozy and wait for these guys to get ready to go racing. Give you a nice little shout here. So, what do you think's gonna happen in turn one? I'm just one honest predictions here.
Well, I know for one thing, a lot of people are going to go off at turn one, go wide, but I don't want to see many crashes with my drivers, and don't want to see many crashes in the stewards either as well.
No,
Um,
no, we've had enough of that the last couple weeks.
oh, definitely. Becker's in the midfield, so he's just got to watch where he places his car. Lucky he's P3, so he could have a shot at trying to get past Devler and Tom to try and extend his championship lead. But that just depends on his start from P3 on the grid.
I mean, turn one here, it is wide. I would almost suggest for a lot of the drivers who are on the outside to almost just go wide. If you feel like there's going to be contact made with how much it narrows off on the right hand side, just hang the car out wide and be careful on the re-entry.
You know what I've noticed in this game compared to the 2019 game is in when you're in the wet and at high speed, you've got to brake a lot earlier than what the racing line actually says. The
Yeah, and
guys using
because
racing line will need to.
if you use the racing line or the corner line, it lies to you. You think you can brake way later, but if you brake at that point, you're gonna pretty much go off track.
Yeah. And you got to brake I'd say at least 20 to 30 meters earlier than what the line says. And if you're really close behind someone, I'd brake even earlier.
Don't mind me just doing my fancy little posts. So we are at 28. These guys should probably be ready to go around 30 to the 31 mark. That's my rough estimate. We shall see, though. Oh, nope, looks like we're about ready to go. I spoke too soon. So 18 seconds. It's going to be a dogfight, I think. One of my favorite tracks on the calendar. I'm sad it's not on anymore. Whether it be the Hockenheim Ring or even the Nuremberg Ring. One of them, please. Looks like we're loaded up and we're going to set off for the formation lap. Everybody looks to be moving. Looks like Johnny Sherbert is a little impatient. Everybody is away though. All right. Are you as excited as I am, Harrison?
Yes, I am.
So Bill gets himself a strong lap in Q3 to get himself pole. It's Looney Moon.
Looney Moon spun.
Oh, he's already spun. So I wonder how many people actually did their lap on a dry setup or maybe even a hybrid setup. I know I talked to Raph a lot and he has a lot of hybrid setups, but I think today he's going to call for a full wet race. Everybody's taking it mighty easy. That way you don't invalidate anybody else's lap. Oh no, can't say that for sure. Raph is sitting on the grid, so he's gonna have some stone cold wet tires as soon as he leaves. He's gonna really have to take it easy. All right, on board. Bill is navigating sector 3. He's about ready to line up. We will just about be ready to go. Hopefully, cross your fingers, ladies and gentlemen. This turn 1 is not diabolical by any means. Harrison, if you catch something that I don't catch, please let me know.
I will.
But Bill is getting ready to line up on that pole position spot. We're just about ready to go live racing at the German Grand Prix. Round 18 of this championship, we're starting to catch into the end of the season. It's going to be quite an interesting push from some of these drivers to see where they want to try to finish on the grid, or actually the championship. So everybody's pulled up, Speedy's pulled up, looks like the Ferrari's just about pulled up, waiting for those 5 red lights. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights lit, and we are just about away. There we go. Where we go? We are live at the German Grand Prix. It looks like definitely got a good start. Tom's gonna hang on through.
Ooh.
We have a big. Oh, geez. What is going on?
Don't know, but Becca was involved there.
I saw 4 wide, and then my screen like really just kind of went haywire. Do we have? We have a virtual safety car, and there's people still slapping into each other. Chaos at the German Grand Prix. Solix gets to drive through. Let's see what else is coming through. Oh boy. The Raph is down 16. Legend somehow ended up down in P18. Legend just smacked the back of Speedy. So Bill hangs on to the lead. Tom's right there. Lucky. So the top 3 stay in the top 3. Solex is in P4. Senna got himself into P5. Oi! I'm not sure what happened there, so I'm sure we're going to see a couple clips. Skinner is rooting on himself for Rashi and Senna, as well as I'm sure Bill. So, back to live racing. Tom's going to think about what a move. Tom was not waiting on it. He's got pulled up right next to Bill. Is he thinking about a pass? What has happened to Neon? Is Neon off? No, Neon's there. So Tom gets around Bill. Lucky's thinking about it. Ooh, that was close from the top 3. I think these guys are going to have a battle the entire race. Tom sets the first lap of this race on the so 5 seconds for speeding into the pit lane.
Look, he was thinking about a move at the inside of Bill there.
I don't want to make a pun here, but when it rains, it pours. Dinner is really happy about the Williams. Oh, there's a lot of guys back here that are battling for position. Becker is one of them. Cardinals right there. Rusia has gotten through up to P9 already. Neon's battling. Goomba. No, he's battling Rusia. Rusia's thinking about it. Can't even keep track of who's where right now. They're going to go side by side into the hairpin. It looks like Rusia is going to give a bit of a touch squeeze. Becker's going to think about the inside. Hangs Neon out for the door. Oh my gosh. Now Rusia is working on
Look,
Goomba.
he's past Bell.
Up to the top. Here we go. Let's see. 1.6 seconds already is the gap. Tom's really got to push if he wants this one. He looks like he's pretty confident in the wet. Lucky has himself up to P2, so good battle might ensue there. Let's jump back down through. Ruzia trying to get past Goomba. Look at the train behind these guys. People stopping on track. Raph said somebody stopped on track, so Tom sets the quickest lap for lap 2 of this Grand Prix. Now Rizzi is trying to look for a move on Goomba. Just doesn't have enough for this start-finish line straight. Like a lot of these drivers taking it really easy and cautious through that first turn.
They are.
Rizzi's thinking about it. No, he doesn't. This backs out just a bit. I have a feeling 34 laps is going to happen go really quickly if these guys are all this close the entire race. Rizzi's going to pull the outside around Goomba. Is he going to get around him this time around? They pull side by side. Rizzi's going to have the inside for the hairpin. Looks like it's going to be... No, Goomba thought he could make a turn. Rizzi gives a little bit of a nudge, wheel to wheel, but that is rare. It is racing, however. Rizzi now has gotten himself around Goomba. Goomba's going to have a look back. No. He's going to think better of it. Now, Cardinal is going to think about the move on Becker. Backs out of it. Oy. Cardinal's getting a little punchy. Now he's falling victim to Soap. Soap is going to have a look on Cardinal. Right now, Tom is still leading. I'm watching that mini-map in the corner. Let's get that delta up for you guys. Not that one, this one.
Solex is round. Solex is round.
Solex has spun it. He has pulled a Sergio Perez. Brings out the yellow flag. No safety car, virtual safety car. Looks like Lucky is starting to bring in that gap between himself and Tom. Gap now 1.1 seconds. Look at the gap between Soap, Cardinal, Becker, and Neon now. All four of these guys really close. I'm keeping an eye on the lead though. There's a pretty close battle between Ruzia and Looney Moon though, however. Keep an eye on that. Soap pulls the car wide so he doesn't pull that Cardinal. Cardinal trying to work on Becker to get around. Let's ride on board and see how bad the spray is. Actually, Becker and Neon are going to go side by side. We're going to stay on board with Cardinals as we go through into the hairpin. Is this going to be a bit punchy? Oh, a bit of a nudge from Cardinal to Neon, and then Soap gives a bit of a nudge to a Cardinal. Bit of a chain reaction there. I don't think these guys are enjoying this much at all. Soap's really starting to battle this track. He is missing an end plate actually as well.
Yeah, Becker, Neon, and Soap are missing their end plates.
Must have been damaged from turn 1. Is Cardinal's not missing anything, so he's better for the wear here if he wants to get himself ahead of Neon and Becker. He's got to do it, or he's got to do so soon. I wonder when the transition of rain to or full wets to intermediates is really going to have to take place, or if a lot of these guys are going to burn off their wets and have to go for a second stop for wets. However, I'm going to jump
Soap
up
just pipped.
to the star or the leader of this race as well as his rival in the championship, Neon, or I keep saying Neon. Lucky is. These guys don't have the assist of DRS as it's raining, so the FIA cuts them off, doesn't say they're allowed to use it. Here we are, Lucky's pulled right behind Tom. Are we going to have a Titanic battle?
Bruiser just got past Sherbert.
Rizzi's already gotten himself into P5 from, I think, P17.
Yeah.
He is on one heck of a charge up to the front.
Neon's just got past Becker.
Neon. Where is Cardinal on this? He's right there. Okay. Looney Moon. Sherbert is doing really well. He's got himself into P6 right now. And he's not too far behind Aruzia. Senna is going to have Aruzia on the back of his gearbox any moment now. Bilges is going to have Senna and Aruzia to worry about. However, battle that's talking point currently. Both the championship rivals on the table. These two are fighting each other. It is going to be a little Titanic. Senna's up in
Can't imagine this
P4.
round.
Ruzia sets the fastest lap of the race so far. Lucky is trying to pull in Tom. Bill's right there. Senna, where's Senna? He does have Aruzia starting to catch him just slightly. Look at the rain coming
Moon's on
down.
inters. Moon's on inters.
Let's get on board. Yeah, that is a good call. I want to get these tires. So Looney Moon did go
And
on inners.
Solix is on.
Solix has gone on inners as well. Maybe that conversion has already happened. Sector 1 yellow. Not sure who that was for. Might have been soap. I'm not sure. Nobody is really slowly going about on the track right there.
Whoa! Big catch for Looneyman there.
I saw it on the mini map, but I didn't see it on screen. So that has gotten soap
It
back
was the
up.
back end coming out of turn 4. He caught it.
Jump with Aruzia as he's caught up to Senna. We'll give Senna and Aruzia a little TV time as Dinner is watching. I'll give Dinner what he wants. Now Aruzia is really working on the gearbox of Senna. These guys have done quite well. Lap 7 of this Grand Prix, full wet race. And we still have all 18 drivers. Once we get down through this turn, as they navigate it, we're going to jump on board with Aruzia as he's fighting Senna for P4. Someone get the ass away from my boy. Here goes Aruzia. He's thinking about it. Senna goes to the outside the block, goes to the inside the block. Aruzia pulls to the back. They're going to go side by side into the hairpin. Who's going to hold it? Senna out gets a little bit of oversteer. They're going to go side by side again. Senna's going to pull next to it. Aruzia gets a better exit off that hairpin, and he's going to pull up to P4. So Senna now has found himself into P5. That's still a good place to be on the track. How is Looney Moon and Solix getting on with medians? I'm going to watch the delta.
It's roughly saying the same to Sun at the minute.
1.5.
For Looneyman.
Actually, we're going to jump down with Soap, who is working on Speedy. Let's see if Soap can get
Soap's got
around.
the gearbox glitch for me.
I don't have it yet, but I'm sure I'll get it soon. So really pushing on Speedy. Can he get himself around? However, Looney Moon is starting to catch back up to these guys after a bit of a mistake. Neon dies for the pits. Is he going to go to intermediates? He is, actually. So he's going to be the third driver that jumps on the intermediate compound. I wonder if it's time. I have no idea, Tanner.
Soap now.
A couple people. Speedy's dove for the pits. He's going to pit just after his teammate who's jumped onto the intermediates. Neon is just come out of the pit lane. He's got a pack of cars. He's going to have a Haas right next to him going into turn 2. Is going to be able to hang on to it. This will be a good test to see if those intermediates are the tire to be on right now compared to the wet compound. Looks like he's gotten a little bit better traction than Soap. How about Looney Moon? How is he doing on those wets? Is he going to think about making a dive? No, he backs out of it, goes a little bit wide off. Neon gets a little bit of the tail happy there. He is working on Rashi. None of the guys in the top 10 or the 11th driver of Rashi. Whoa! Neon makes a move on the outside of the track. He might have to give that position back. It might have been what is considered an illegal overtake. I wonder if he's going to do so. But he did. That might have been a tongue-in-cheek moment.
Either Haas is in for inters.
So Ruzia has decided to go for inters. However, his teammate, where's his teammate? No, he actually is going to leave before his teammate catches up to him. Going to jump on board. Look at the battle between the two leaders of this race. Lucky is right behind Tom. I'm interested to see when these two dive for the pits. Maybe Bill dives in before these two and gets a bit of an advantage and puts a couple quicker laps in and gets himself out in front. Aruzia, however, now working on Devla. Side by side, they're going to go into the hairpin. See, this is why I like this track. This track offers really close racing, but there's room to race. And with the rain that's
Soap's pitted again.
ah no.
For the Inters.
Is he getting a new front wing? Or did he go out on wets by accident?
He did, yeah.
I'm not sure. Where are the deltas now? The delta lucky between himself and the leader is half a second. He's caught him mega. Yet to die for the pits though. I wonder if these guys know something that we don't know, or they're just gonna push the hard or the wets.
Senna and Sherburne.
As long as they can. Yes, these guys. I wonder if Bill's gonna dive in soon. Goomba has found himself a P4. Interesting. So Becker is gonna dive before his teammate. However, we're gonna jump on board. These two really gonna fight for it. Is Lucky gonna think about making a long Ricardo dive? No, he backs out. And he's gonna wait for his moment. Tom goes out a little wide. Neon sets the quickest lap. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you need proof, the inners are now the tire to be on. So I expect these two right here to battle all the way through Sector 3 and then dive for the pits. Bill, he could have gotten himself a little bit of an advantage if he dove maybe a lap or two beforehand. But he's that advantage is gone now. He's gonna have to dive with the guys leading. So Aruzia, don't sugarcoat it.
I'm a bit confused by Becker's strategy.
Whoa! We have a car off. Who was that? That is Goomba. Goomba spun off. He's gotten his car righted though. No damage. Oh, his brother almost hit the gearbox. That is close. Oh, Goomba backs back through into right behind Johnny Sherbert. Oh, I wonder if that's going to be a little brotherly talk afterwards. So here comes Aruzia. He's going to cross the line. It looks like Lucky stayed on wets. Tom's going to cross now. He's on his way out. Where's Aruzia and all this? He's going to come across the line, or the first turn. And Tom is just ahead, so Aruzia made up a lot of time there. Bill is just out now. Legend gets a 3 second for multiple warnings. It is picking up. Cardinal's gotten himself up to P7. Whereas Neon, he is P8. Couple guys dropping down the order. Becker accidentally pitted for the wets, Harrison.
Yeah, no, I was nodding my head in shame.
And he's got himself righted. He's going to go on the intermediates. Out Soap sets the fastest lap so far. Times are coming in. The track is improving. Lucky, however, out on the wet still. Wonder how much this is going to hurt him. So let's see the delta between him and Tom. Gap is 14.7 seconds. Sherbert really clawing in. Senna. 14.6 is the gap now.
Tom's definitely going to have an undercut on him.
Lucky does dive for the pits. Aruzia has gotten himself into a podium position. What a battle from, I think it was P17 the whole way up. So now these guys are all on intermediates. I'm going to look at the positions gained. Lucky is on his way out. Aruzia is going to cross. Is Bill going to have a look at Lucky?
Tom, 3 seconds.
Lucky's on his way out. Bill's a little further back behind. Tom got a 3 second for cutting that first corner. That right-hander will kill you. It is not, it doesn't play any mercy on anybody, that is for sure. Ooh, look we're gonna jump down with Rashi, who is battling Soul. Soul goes a bit wide. Through onto the start-finish line. Look at Rashi now. Right there, as Soap is catching these two as well. Soap sets the fastest lap. Can Rashi get his way around Solex before Soap catches up? Because Soap is on a stormer, actually. Here we go. I would agree, Dinner. That was one heck of a move. Look at Rashi and Soul. Close by. Jump on board. Look, do you think Soul or Soap's gonna have a look? Soap's gonna leave it late. Oh, they're gonna go 3 wide. No, Rashi's got himself out through. Soul keeps himself right in front of Soap. So that has worked out terrific for Rashi. He's got himself up to P12, and Soul, blocks himself with Soap. Soap carrying that speed. Becker gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's jump through. Senna has his gearbox all full of sherbet. Cardinal is making his way through. Neon right there in P8. All right, let's look at the positions gained, shall we? Neon is up 10 positions. However, Rusia in second, up 15 positions, as Devla sets the fastest lap so far of this race. Two guys, Sherbert and Neon, up 10 positions. Becker is our biggest loser so far, down 10 positions. And man, we are already 13 laps through this. Let's jump through. So the gap now, Soap and Soul, side by side. They're gonna go down this long kind of thing. The hairpin. Looks like Soap makes the job done. Is Speedy gonna think about it? He's not too far back. He can late break and close the gap between himself and Soul as he does so. Soul being in that sister car of the Toro Rosso, soon to be called, as in, correct me if I'm saying this wrong, the AlphaTauri? Or is it AlphaTauri?
Yeah, it's roughly around that, one of them.
It's whatever, really, at this point.
Tom
Tom
with a new
says
fastest lap.
he's really got to pull that gap down. Actually space that gap between him and Aruzia, because right now with his time penalty, Aruzia is only 0.6 seconds behind him.
Senna new fastest lap as well now.
Senna really pushing that Williams to get around. Williams with a all new livery next year, or actually we should say this year, next weekend in fact. Oh, look who's decided to show up. Only 14 laps late. And by Boris Johnson. So let's look through. The deltas are actually kind of spaced now, besides Soap and Rashi really going after it. We'll jump on board with these two. Let's look at pit stops. I want to see the pit stop. So a couple guys have made 2 pit stops so far. Rashi's made 2 pit stops as well as Soap. Speedy has made 2 pit stops. Raph has made 2.
Speedy on Solex.
Speedy and Solex battling it back and forth between the hairpin. It looks like Speedy. No, Solex is going to hang on the outside. Might go side by side. No, I think Solex thinks better of it, so they back out. Speedy's got himself up to P14. I am sticking with these two, as I think Soap's going to be on the back of the gearbox of Rashi relatively soon. Just a bit late, yeah. I would say so, Carlos. Carlos actually mentioned something to me. Should I spill the guts, Carlos? He said he was interested in racing the short season that we have coming up as Devla sets the fastest lap. Rashi gets a bit tail happy there, so Soap's gonna pull right up onto his gearbox. But Carlos tried to race the short season, and I was like, well, look, you can't even make the stream. How do you expect to race? Sorry, Carlos. So Soap getting... I don't think he's getting impatient. He just wants to get around Rashi. Rashi's doing really well, making that car as wide as he can. Provided I can fix my team's commitment. Soap gonna have a run on Rashi now. Rashi makes the car wide again. Is Soap gonna have a look? Soap gonna pull to the inside. Oh, that was, I think, double defending. Just a bit. I think that might have to be looked at. As now Soap, virtual safety car. We have a virtual safety car. Where's Rashi now? Rashi is missing his entire front wing, I think. Yeah, I think Rashi's gonna clip that. Yeah, Rashi's missing his entire front wing. Might have been, I don't quote me, it might have been it might have been just a racing incident. Once we look at the clips in the stewards chat this evening, we will know our answer. Right now, we will just say there was a collision between Rashi and Soap, which has caused this virtual safety car. We'll see how these guys get on. Virtual safety car means you have to maintain a pace gap. Really, we are back to live racing. That was quick, actually. Let's jump through and look back at the tire situation. A couple people are diving into the pits. Rashi's had enough.
Rashi retired in a pit entry.
He's had enough. Maybe he's not having fortune of this rain. Soaked over the pits.
Super damaging.
Solex
Super
dives for
damage from
pits.
that.
That's gonna allow Legend to have a nice little come back in to have a little battle here. First karting Legend is gonna cross into turn 1 now. A couple of the guys just left the pits, so he's gonna have himself a couple cars to look after instead of being in no man's land. Where's the gap? The deltas are kind of spaced out now. So I'm going to say this guy right here is putting on one heck of a drive. P17 the whole way up to P2. Right now, currently, I would say my vote for driver of the day. Guys in the comments, if you want to give a thought, go for it. Harrison, who would you drop a little early driver of the day so far? I think it's an unanimous decision right now.
It is a Rosa at the minute.
Does have Lucky not too far behind. I think Lucky is really starting to bring that delta down. Just over a second. Let's see if he can get himself a little bit closer. I think Lucky is reeling in that tail that Rusia's Haas car is providing. Everybody else pretty spaced out so far. This is the closest battle on track. So we'll stick with Lucky. And Lucky get his way up to Rusia and pass him. Delta's getting closer. Oh, yeah, that's a good shout, Carlos. I didn't even think about that. Harrison, if Tom wins this race, this will be his first race win this entire season.
Oh yeah, it will be, won't it?
And he's fighting for the championship. So, I mean, that's a good shout to possibly have him tied with Aruzzi as driver of the day. I'm glad you told me that, Carlos, because that way I can bring it up in the post-race interview. I would have completely forgot. I'm sure Tom would have reminded me, but you know how these things go. Lucky now 9/10 away from Aruzia. Lap 18 of 34. Cross that halfway point, I believe. These guys, I think they're going to have to pit again. There's no way those intermediates will go any further than maybe 12 laps. They'll have to go to a fresh set of intermediates. So definitely a two-stop race this evening for the guys who had a clean race. Unfortunate for those who were trying to turn 1. It's going to probably be a 3-stop for them. Let's ride on board with Lucky. Famous part of the track where a lot of the drivers in the Rio Grand Prix went off. It looks like Aruzzi gets a better exit through that corner. Into turn 1, very easy on the throttle. Don't want to hang it out wide. The car will actually spin out relatively easy in the rain there. Heck, it spins out really easy in the dry. Lucky really easy on the curb.
It does.
It's one of those tracks where you're battling so hard and you go across turn 1 and you clip the curb and the car washes out just a bit and you catch it and you're just like, whoa, this is really racing. I absolutely love this track. It's one of my probably top 5 in this game. Baku used to be up there as well, but I absolutely hate Baku now. For some reason in this game, it does not communicate with me very well. So it looks like Lucky really pulls the toe down in Sector 1 in the beginning of Sector 2, but here in Sector 3 is when Aruzia's setup, I think, comes to life, and he kind of pulls that gap back. Tom now with a 5.8 second gap. Soap sets the fastest lap with a 124.2. And the other delta is pretty close. It looks like Looney Moon is going to start to work on Neon here. Let's jump through. Let's give Looney Moon and Neon a bit of TV time. Just go off at the end. I think so. Depending on how much time or laps these guys put these current set of intermediates through, I think a lot of these guys are going to have to stretch them as long as they can if they want to make sure that the Lucky's got a 3-second time penalty. So that's going to set things a little interesting now as Aruzia is sitting up there without a time penalty. Bill, I don't know if he has a time penalty or not. But he could enter this conversation.
But there is no warnings, no penalties.
Devla, 3-second time penalty. So the teammate of the Racing Point gets himself a time penalty. That man up front leading right now has brought the gap further ahead to 5.9 seconds, 6 seconds now. He's really pushing as best as he can. I think Tom wants this. Easy there, Rashi. Leave it to the stewards to deal with it. I don't want to see things like that on the stream comments. Looney Moon. It's kind of spaced out now. This is actually the most laid-back GP2 race I've seen in the last several weeks. I will say that.
Yeah, definitely.
Past lap 15, everything kind of seemed to quiet down. I think it'll ramp up again once a couple of these guys dive for the pits. How about Sherbert? Doing really well for that Toro team in P6. Senna doing really well for the Williams team. Starting to catch the team that he's going to be managing next season. He's catching Bill. Can he have a look at Bill? If I'm going to say anything, I'm going to look at Senna and say, go for it. Make your drivers earn their seats next season. Lucky now, he's 2.2 seconds back, which would actually be about 5.3 if you collect the 3-second for multiple warnings. I know how it is, Rashi. Trust me, I really do. You do have my condolences. Just send your clips in. We'll get it taken care of. Through Senna, now right behind Bill. This is going to get spicy. Okay. We actually have a battle that's brewing up, and we're going to watch on board. I know Dinner's still watching. Dinner. Oh, Ruzia. Oh, Becker gets a 3-second time penalty as well. So in that short span, Aruzia has now leveled the playing field between himself, Tom, and Lucky, all sitting with a 3-second time penalty. However, we're on board with Senna, who's going to battle his Racing Point driver, Bill. Can Senna have a say? Sherbert's not too far off either. Sherbert is in the wake in case something mega happens between these two. Senna pulling that gap down, now half a second between himself and Bill. He's going to break and follow through into the hairpin. Following Bill, he's going to use his toe to pull closer and closer. The rain is still kind of light. There's definitely a line, though, that is formed on this track. Neon gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Let's ride on board with Senna as he's closing the gap now between himself and the Racing Point driver, Bill. Oh, he's attacking Sector 3 like a madman. That's what I like to see. Senna is going for it. Can he get himself around Bill in the next couple laps? It seems that Senna's tires might be a little bit better of a life, even though they're both... Actually, Bill is on a lap newer tires than Senna is. Into turn one they go. How does Senna attack it? Easy. Looks like Bill goes a little wide. Up to turn two and then into turn three. Down that curvy straight, I'd like to call it. And ooh, Neon. No, Neon's still for the pits. I think that's his last pit stop. We are 23 laps out of 34 laps. Just about 11 laps remain of this race. Can Senna get himself around Bill? Speedy gets himself a 3-second time penalty. For multiple warnings, that would be. Sherbert is still right there, though. I wonder when these guys at the top are going to die for the pits. I don't think there's any way that those tires are going to last. Another 10 laps. Wrathful gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Yellow sector 1. Solux is retired from the race. Safety car, ladies and gentlemen. If you wanted a 10-lap duel between all these guys, you've got it. Harrison, you gotta wake up. I need some comms. We're getting ready to go for a 10-lap shootout. Who do you favor? I feel bad for Tom.
Yeah, he missed the pits, but the safety car didn't collect him, so he's still at the pace. But it's anyone at the top 4, maybe top 5.
Everybody's pretty much gonna die for the pits. Cardinal does not, however. I'm not sure why. He did pull this off at Monaco, though, and it paid off, and he got a
And
P2.
inners I wouldn't do it on.
I know. I don't think the inners are the right tire to do it. He might have. Cardinal just got himself a drive-through penalty for speeding into the pit car. So that is monumental, and that's gonna hurt. The Bill now in P5. A lot of these guys have pit. Tom is yet to pit. Cardinal's gonna have to serve his drive-through. Let's see if Tom pits this time around. The safety car is just chilling on the side, right there at the beginning of Sector 2. Tom's gonna really hope that he gets himself in and out of the pits. Let's see if this team. Cardinal Legend's got himself a time penalty as well. So Tom dives to the pits. Where's Aruzi at this time? He's 25
He'll come
seconds
out
back.
in front of him. Okay. Tom definitely come out in front. They're still under delta conditions.
Yeah, so it's gonna get interesting. Tom comes out. All top 3 guys have a 3-second time penalty, as well as a brand new set of intermediate compound tires to take him to the end. Cardinal's gonna pull it into the pits and most likely serve his drive-through. Didn't I hear something? I read it in the what is it called? The patch notes that you can now listen to the penalty that you're serving in the pits, or you can select it or not. I forget.
I've done on. I'm trying to find out.
So he does get himself out in front of Neon, but I think, however, he's still gonna have to serve that penalty, or it might be a fake penalty. I'm not sure. So everybody's due for the pits for the tires. We're gonna actually look at the positions again. Ruzi is still at 15. And Sherbert's up 10. Neon's still up 10. We'll click away from that. And dive through. So everybody's on a brand new set of intermediates. This is going to be a shootout to the end. First full wet race. Go for it.
Just about that patch now, it's users can now see if they are serving a penalty during a pit stop, not if they're selecting it or not. So if they go into the pits, they can see if they're serving it or not.
Okay. I guess that's a little helpful. I mean, not by much or any means necessary, but it is something. but crossing the line, 26 laps out of 34 laps. That means 8 laps are remaining. However, Aruzia is getting really... Oh no, lucky. I'm telling you, this underneath the safety car is really difficult. That rain is still coming down, however. Aruzia is getting quite punchy behind Tom. I wonder if he was going to pull up next to Tom again. I wonder if Carlos is still watching, cheering on his Haas team. I think I know what Aruzia is doing. He is keeping his brakes warm, careful not to touch Tom. He will get a time penalty, and a pretty harsh one too. I think it's automatic 5 seconds, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 5 seconds to go.
Oh, it's a 5-second stop go, yeah. So it's even worse if you kind of look at it, because you're gonna have to enter the pits, or not serve it and have it ended up at the end. Safety car is
Safety car's in.
this lap. It is not going to wait for those last remaining guys to catch up. Which I believe one of them is Soap, Raffle, Becker, and Karting Legend. Tom doing what he can to warm those tires up. We're going to ride with... Actually, we'll ride with Lucky as we go through here. Goomba gets a 5-second collision with Devla. Can Tom get a good breakaway here?
Oh, Becker, Jesus.
Here we go, rounding the first corner. Tom is back to full racing. Chucks it up to just medium. Aruzia is right there. Is Lucky gotten a good getaway from that? He's a little bit more cautious this week. Tom gets a 3 second, so he's up to 6 seconds. Cardinal, he's going to serve his drive-through, I think. Senna right there. Can he get his way around Bill? These top three are going to have a shootout towards the back. I think Tom really kind of shot himself in the foot and lets him get 3 seconds on these guys. He's really going to have to push for the last 5 laps.
Oh, Lucky went deep.
5 or 6 laps. Oh, so did Bill. Bill, Senna's going to have a look. No. Bill went a little deep as well. Through the gaps right now. Goomba's really fighting. He does have Speedy right behind him. Out Soap is right there. Raph is right there. Everybody's pretty much through. Unfortunate for Cardinal. I feel for him. I know how that can feel. Doing so well, got himself back. You know, a track penalty, just knock it all out of you, really. Tom's gotten the gap up a little bit, but not by much. Lucky he's fallen a little bit further behind himself and Aruzia. Tom set the fastest lap so far of this race. Senna really trying to hang on to the back of Bill. Through turn 1 they go. Bill goes wide again. He's going to want to be careful he doesn't collect the time penalty. Senna gets himself jolted right up there. Oh, Sherber goes a little wide through. Neon's looking through as well. Mooney Moon right there. The pack line here of Goomba, Speedy, Soap, and Wrath. Unfortunate. So Cardinal and Karting Legend might have a little battle at the end. But these guys at the beginning... Can Aruzia pull himself up and get himself to the back of Tom and pick up this win and steal it from Tom? I would really like to say the points stay as Tom winning and Aruzia in second and Lucky in third. How close Tom and Lucky would be going into, I believe we are at Spa next week.
Yes, it is.
Belgian Grand Prix. It is a long track too. So Aruzia doing real well. 7/10 still. Lucky's falling back to 1.2. Senna's at 7/10 as well between himself and Bill. However, Sherbert is 6/10 behind himself and Senna. Soap is really working on Speedy, as well as Raffles hanging on to the back of Soap. Speedy's trying to break.
Oh, Rose is pretty close this time.
Jump through. Let's go back through. Ruzia right there. Still a little too far back, but he's caught up to the gearbox of Tom. Tom is victory with that time penalty. Might have just been taken away, unfortunately. Ruzia doing all he has to do to get himself into the lead pretty much on time penalties alone and win this race from P17 on the grid. He must have an insane, insane wet setup for this race. And he's really comfortable with the rain.
Four five-way battle from 10th down to 14th at the minute.
Devla goes down to P14. Looks like Raph has gotten himself up to P12. Becker's right there in P13. I'm still stuck on this aerial camo, which is absolutely amazing between
Oh,
Ruzia.
Linneman spun.
Oh no! Ruzia sets the fastest lap of the race. So one Ferrari battling a pass, and the other Ferrari unfortunately spins and goes right down to P16, Sector 3 yellow. Looks like Looney Moon has righted the car and he's gotten back up onto the track. Ruzia now starting to claw in. Tom, can he get himself any closer? 4 laps remain, actually just about 4, I'd say 3.5. Looney Moon gets a 5 second for speeding into the pit lane. You see how easy Ruzia is on that throttle compared to Tom. I heard Tom's engine is revved.
Right on the gearbox.
Who's that?
Bill.
Oh no, Raph has left the session. Can you shoot him a invite if you could? This car's ghosting.
Looney Moon's gone on soft.
That's not going to pay dividends for him. Unless he's really trying to be a brave man. I don't think that's going to work. So the gap at the top now, with 4 laps remaining. Ruzia, 6:10 still. As well, Raph is lost position to Becker because he is ghosting Soap now right on the back. So Raph has got himself back in. That's good to see. Soap really right behind Speedy. Can he get his way?
Devla's gone off track.
Devla's retired from the race. He's
retired on track.
He's retired on the track. Where is he at?
Yeah.
Sector 3. Oh, yeah, I see. He's still going around. Alright, I see what he's done. So we lose out 3 drivers so far. I wonder why Devla retired on track. Because now he's in Sector 1 and he just pulls it to the side. Unless his car actually pulled into the pits.
No, it's not on the pits, it's on the start finish straight.
If that causes a safety car, we might have an issue. Alright, it disappeared. Look at this battle between Bill, Senna, Sherbert, and Neon. Neon is really having a good comeback race after a unfortunate Monaco race. We might have a battle between these guys in the last couple of laps. However, I'm still keeping my eye on Ruzia and Tom, as they're going to have just about 2 laps remaining after they cross this race, or this line. Can Ruzia make a move? 2 laps remaining of this race. He's got to push. Look, he goes really wide on that first turn. Gets a 3-second time penalty. So that might open up the gate for Bill or Senna. Senna, I don't think, has any penalty.
Look, he has 11 because of that exceeding track limits under the safety car, which is a bit hard.
Soap still worth Goomba as well. Soap getting a little tail end happy there. Let's jump back through. Senna's thinking about a move on Bill. No, he's going to back out and back a little early. I wonder what he's thinking. Maybe the track penalties are playing into his mind if he just keeps it there. As well as Bill keeping through, or keeping that delta down between himself and Lucky. Senna might just see a podium as Neon's going to make a move on Sherbert. Is he going to think about it? No, he's going to back out. Maybe a bit of a touch wheel to wheel. Ooh.
Oh, lag.
Neon's gonna tuck back behind. His teammate's actually right behind him, Speedy. So this could be quite a battle towards the end as well. It looks like Cardinal's got himself a 3-second time penalty. Wrath is there, so Alpha P13 and P12. Becker right there in P11. So P10. Neon looking Speedy gets a 3-second time penalty. The rain is still coming down. Looks like Tom has pulled an 8/10 gap now to Aruzia. Can Tom make it any more on the penultimate lap? Goomba and Becker get a 3-second time penalty. It is all shifting everywhere.
It
As
is.
Senna is down to 1.1 seconds now to Bill. Sector 2 yellow, what is that for? Is it Goomba? Goomba's slowed down just
Yes,
a
it
bit.
is. It's Looney Moon.
Has Looney Moon... Oh, okay. He's let the leaders go through. Neon's got
Yellow
himself
showed
around
up.
Johnny. Can he make it stick this time around? He's gonna have the inside for this fast left or right-hander.
Soap's round.
Soap is
Soap's
turned.
round.
Oh no, what has happened to Soap? Has he spun it on his own?
I didn't see. I think it's got to do something with Goomba.
Sector 3 yellow. It'd be that for Looney Moon moving out everybody's way. Jump back through. Gap still 7/10 for Tom. Ruzia is picking up. Now it's 5/10. Senna's claw back. He's got himself a 3-second time penalty. That might have taken the podium away from him. If Bill has one, he might have had a
Bill doesn't
look.
have any.
Bill doesn't have any, so it might be Bill who's on the podium this evening. Unfortunate for Lucky. Last lap of this race. Speedy gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Let's ride on board with Aruzia as these guys are going to go and battle for the race win. If, however, Aruzia does something and crosses the track line, that white line on the left side right there, and gets himself another 3-second time penalty, Tom will win this race. But I think Aruzia is going to keep it pretty self-centered the whole way through this last lap, last couple corners.
Becker and Goomba on the last lap.
Keep an eye on that for me. Tom,
Becker goes down the inside.
I don't think Tom's done enough
Doesn't
yet
stick.
to pick up the win. Let's jump on board with Tom. Where are these guys going to finish when they cross the line? Tom is going to cross the line P1, but he's going to move down because of Aruzia. Aruzia gets P2. Lucky crosses P3. Bill, I think, is going to jump up there pretty far. He's going to cross the line, take over P3. Senna goes P4. Lucky drops down to P5. Here comes a lot of the other guys. Where the time's going to settle here. Goomba goes P8. Becker, Raph goes to P10. Whereas Cardinal going to cross the line. Goes up to P9. Speedy P10. Raph P11. No, Raph down to P12. Is Soap gone up to P10. And Looney Moon's going to cross the line. Cap out your German Grand Prix for the GP2 drivers. Wow. So we will give you guys a nice rundown after the podium celebrations. As you see, the Haas team picks up another victory this season, with Aruzia winning the German Grand Prix, followed by SF1 Tom yet to get that win in P2, and Deva, or Bill, a really good run, kept a clean race, and got himself up onto that podium in P3. I'll give you guys a rundown of the finishing order, and then we'll move on to the podium interviews. Nobody cares about the experience. Aruzia finishes with, actually, look at that. Bill was the only one who did not get a time penalty. But I will say Aruzia, probably driver that day, wins the German Grand Prix, followed by SF1 Tom P2 Bill P3, Senna did a solid job. P4, Lucky P5, Neon P6. Sherbert is in P7, Goomba P8, Cardinal P9. Good comeback race for Cardinals. So P10, Speedy P11, Raffle P12, Karting Legend P13, Becker P14. Looney Moon, the last of the runners in P15. We lose out Devla. We lost out Soul and Rashi, unfortunately. So that will do for that. Harrison, my man, can you get these guys into a party?
I have invited them.
See if they jump in. All right, jumping through right now. Everybody seems to be here. All right, so we're gonna carry this right on through. We're gonna start with Bill. Solid, clean race. Oh, actually, the only driver on track not to get a time penalty for a solid race this evening. Talk us through it. Well, you definitely get very opposite and got yourself onto the podium. To talk on that, were you using a dry setup for the pole? Were you using kind of like a hybrid setup? Solid job. Harrison, I'll hand it over to you. Do you have anything to add? All right. Congratulations. We'll move on to our second place this evening. Tom, yet to get that win, he had it in the bag, except for that last 3-second time penalty that put Aruzzi onto the top step this evening. And a lot of guys in the comments were pulling for you to finally grab that first win of the season. Talk us through your race because you had mental pace the whole way through. All right, Harrison, anything left? We'll move on to our race winner. Easily, probably one of the driver of the days. I think we probably tied you with Bill because Bill didn't have a single time penalty. With P17 with a race win this season, congratulations. That was one heck of a drive. I know Carlos would be proud. I'm sure he's watching still, but just talk us through your race. It was mentally, I mean, how did you cut through that pack so quickly? take anything away from that effort. That was a solid race. Congratulations. You definitely earned that one. But, yeah. We'll definitely, the stewards will definitely take a look at the move it over to Harrison. All right, well, drivers in the podium. We are on to Belgium next week for round 19 of this championship. Hope you guys are looking forward to it. That is a mega track. It is a tough track. We can't wait for all the guys that are, all the ladies and gentlemen that tuned in and viewed this race. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the comments, guys. Keeping myself entertained, keeping Harrison entertained. Harrison, thank you to yourself for helping. Next week on Friday, same channel. Make sure you tune in. It is the Belgian Grand Prix. I know a lot of people love that track, especially the viewers. That time, hopefully, we'll see if Tom can get himself a nice little win. But I think he might have just overtaken Lucky again in the championship. So, I mean, I really feel like it's going to go to the final race. So you definitely don't want to miss next week. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We will see you next week. Good night. I hope you have a great week.